Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nya Crea and I am a singer-songwriter, but my real name is actually Sonia. And this video is going to be a complete different video from anything that I ever made on this channel. I would like to help anyone that is going through or have gone through the same things that I have gone through, that maybe is looking for answers. Obviously now I am a believer of Jesus Christ, I am a Christian, and that was the only way that I was delivered from evil. I was delivered from depression. I've been feeling compelled to make this video for a long time, and today I finally decided to just record it. And it doesn't matter if I forget something, I will just add it in another video. It's probably going to be a very, very long video, and I am probably gonna divide it into 2 parts or 3 parts or more parts if you want to know more about this. But I feel like my channel has been not only a music channel lately, it's also been a life personal vlog. So I feel compelled to let you guys know what has been really my life in the past years, and even before I started the YouTube channel. I just want you guys to know me better, and this video, it's really not made to just convince you of anything. It's just made to let you know what I personally went through and encourage you to, in a sense, you know, if you're going through something, if your life is not where you want it to be, to at least give God a chance to make it better for you, because He can do anything for you. So I just want to tell you guys, and I know a lot of people might think that I'm crazy, and a lot of people might think that it's not true what I went through, because there are a lot of very, very intense and crazy things that are into this testimony, but I feel like I need to tell you. And if you don't believe me, it's totally okay. I'm not making this video for you to believe me. I'm making this video to help anyone that has questions in their lives and they can't find the answer, and no matter where they turn, they can't find the answer. So I want to make this video for you. And just know as well, I want to make another disclaimer that whatever you're doing in your life, I don't judge you. I was there before. I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, and I will never judge you. I love you, and mostly if you're here and you're subscribed for a long time, I love you. Whatever religion or belief you're into, I love you. So I just want to tell you my own experience, and hopefully it can help or change your life in any kind of way, or it can touch your life. Maybe it can plant a seed, maybe it can give you some answers that you don't have or that you're looking for. So I want to start since this start, and this is my life story, and it's very long, as I said. So I was a kid, a very different kid when I was little. I was always just different, just weird, and I was attracted to the occult since I was very, very little. I was probably going to kindergarten the first time I started calling to witches, literally. I know you might think children have a lot of fantasy, but I was calling to this witch 31, which I don't know what that was, and where it came from, but I was just calling to that when I was very, very young, very, very little. And I was doing weird things, like I always thought like I was a witch when I was a kid. I know kids have a lot of imagination, so that could have been just my imagination, but I always felt attracted to the occult. And then he kind of progressed throughout my whole life. When I was when I started to go to high school, I don't know, I started to do weird things. I thought it was a game. I thought I was playing games, but I don't know if I even want to say that, but I was like, one day, me and my friend, we made like, I don't know. We made like a voodoo doll. And we thought it was a game. I mean, nothing happened. Thank God. Nothing happened. But we did that. And we were like very young. I was probably 12 years old. And we made it with someone's hair. Like, we didn't make the voodoo doll. It was like a normal doll. And we poured some weird liquids and stuff, and we thought we were witches. So it all started like that. And then progressing, I always felt so attracted to the occult. I always did. I think I had demons around me, to be honest, influencing my life. And I didn't even know, because I was raised Catholic. And so I felt like in church, they never taught us certain things. They never taught us a lot of things and they never answered a lot of questions that I had. So I never felt like I belonged to the church. I didn't know that there was an evangelical church. I didn't know that there was a difference between Catholic and Christian. I had no idea, because Italy is mainly Catholic. So one day I was on holiday with my parents, and I met this group of kids, and we went on, we were always going to this abandoned castle, and we decided to play the Ouija board. It was usually a lot of kids. We were about like 14 or 15. Yeah. Since I was always very attracted to the occult, I just, for some reason, was always the one that wanted to play as well. And one day, I remember one night, I was there playing the Ouija board, and I asked if I could talk to my great-grandmother. And something came through, and it said it was her. And we talked briefly, and the other kids that were there, they didn't know me that well, because, you know, if you have gone when you were a kid to holidays with your parents, and I was an only child. If you were only child, you will understand where I'm coming from. Like, I never had like cousins or siblings to play with, so I will always make friendships with kids that I would just find anywhere we went. So we were playing this Ouija board, and she said a thing that the other kids couldn't know, like that I was going horse riding, because I was going horse riding when I was like 12 or 13, and then I stopped horse riding around like 13, 14, and I haven't said that to any of the kids that were there or that were playing with me. I really remember this detail 100%. So nobody could have known, and at a certain point the Ouija board spelled horse in Italian. Well, it was really, really weird, but I really thought it was her, because I had no clue that through the Ouija board you can contact only demons. Guys, please don't ever, ever, ever play the Ouija board. It's extremely dangerous. You can get possessed. You can invite things in your house that you don't want to invite. So I completely just not encourage you to play, and I'm gonna tell you why now. Well, another day, it was during the day this time. The time before was during the night, but this time was during the day. We went to this castle. It was an abandoned castle again, which was our place, and we played the Ouija board, and this time he went quite bad. We started playing, and at a certain point we lost control. Keep in mind, there was never a Ouija board that was in a wood. It was a paper made Ouija board. It works exactly the same. So we played that, and there was, I can still remember all the details. Can you believe that? Because that was just such a traumatic experience that I can still remember every single detail. So I played, and I wasn't playing. Someone else was playing. And the board started to do weird things, and like circles, and starting to circle around, and it started to spell like stuff like kill you, and stuff like very, very bad stuff. I can't even remember exactly, but something about death, and that he was gonna kill anyone. I don't know, I can't remember, but I remember this. And at a certain point, silly me, stupid me, oh yeah, I just wanted to always play the hero. I don't know why, but I was like, okay, yeah, let me come save you guys, thinking that I was just some kind of something. I don't know what I was thinking in my mind. Please, God, forgive me for this, because I didn't know. I just went and I'm like, okay, yeah, let me come. And like, basically the board started to spell something like R-E-A-D-Y. Ready. Like, if I don't remember wrong, but that's what it spelled. And then I think we said goodbye. Oh no, I think it's spelled again like something like gun in Italian or English, I can't remember. And then we said goodbye. We kept going. It was a coin, actually. We kept going to goodbye. And yeah, then stupid me, even after this experience, thankfully no one got possessed or nothing happened. And I am just so thankful right now, because I know how dangerous that can be. That is dabbling with the occult, that is dabbling with things you don't want to be in contact with. You're never going to contact any person that is not in this world anymore. You're going to contact demons. So please do not play the Ouija board. If you're curious, trust me, your curiosity is not worth your life, because after this, these things have really persecuted me for about 10 years or so. And I know that a lot of things in my life weren't going my way because of these presences. I couldn't sleep at night, and there is more to the story. I continued as a stupid person to play the Ouija board randomly with other people and lead other people astray as well, and I'm so sorry for this. If you're watching this video, I am so sorry for leading you astray. I am so sorry. And you know, there is more to the story actually. And I met a lot of very weird kids when I was on that holiday. And I met like your first teenage love when you are a kid. And this guy was a bit older than me. And he was very weird. He was telling me very, very weird things. He was telling me that I was a witch, that I don't even want to repeat the things that he would say, because they're very dark, so I don't want to bring this darkness to the channel, but just know that he was telling me to do things and like to look at myself in the mirror and see if I could see myself in my past life. And he used to like offer me drinks, alcoholic drinks, and I was just only like 15 or 16, I think he was around, I think he was over 18, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't remember still, but I think so. So that is not okay. But I just so much like fell in love with this guy. I don't know what happened to me, as if he put a spell on me. I know, guys, this story sounds crazy, but I promise you, this is true. This really happened. And I don't know if this guy was lying or not, but I'm gonna tell you now what happened. He said to me that he sold his soul to the devil. He said to me that he sold his soul to find a perfect woman for him, and the devil created this person for him. And I can't believe I'm telling this. And that this person was his perfect woman, and he was always talking about this person. And there's a lot of private things I don't want to say but about this person, but it used to make me drink a lot. He used to, I don't know, I think it put some kind of spell on me, and I don't know, I don't want to say things that, but maybe I was just a teenager, so I just fell in love with him, and because it was my first love or something. But he used to always try to scare me. He used to always try to, like, it was always talking about the occult. It was always talking about things. I don't want to go into details because a lot of things are very private, and I don't want to say that publicly. But so basically, the things that made me really think about this relationship is that when my grandparents were still alive, he would usually like take me home, and we would walk in my grandmother's compound. So basically, I'm gonna explain this better. So my grandmother's place had a courtyard, like a little shared garden between the buildings that were in the compound, and there were happening, like, weird things were happening every time we walked through that garden. I remember specifically one time there were a lot of frogs all around the place, literally. Thousands, I think, of frogs. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, maybe not thousands, but hundreds and hundreds of frogs. There was so many, and I've never seen so many frogs. But I didn't think anything of it. They're just frogs, you know, whatever. Until he said that was the devil, basically, turning into frogs and following him everywhere and watching him. And one thing that I know for sure is that he was really doing these things, and he was just not only telling me these things. Is one day I went to his house, and I went to his room, and he had an altar, and I saw it. I saw this altar, and he had candles on. I can't remember if they were black candles, but maybe. He had candles, and he had just, I don't know, but he had an altar, and I'm sure 100%. I know he was doing something. I know he was dabbling into the occult. I know he was doing that. I hope I can remember everything, but probably a lot of things I don't remember. I was just always thinking about this guy. I was really in love with him. But the relationship didn't last a long time, like probably 2 weeks and a half. So I'm like, how can I be so in love? But maybe I was just a teenager, so you know how it is. When you're a teenager, you're just blind. And he was taking advantage of that. Yeah, for sure, he was taking advantage of that. And I don't know if I should say this. No, sorry, this is too private. I can't say this. There is another detail, but I don't feel like talking about it. It's just too personal. Well, moving on to other things that were happening and that were really weird about this person. So basically, one day I tried to ask my neighbor if she remembered about this, but when I told her, she didn't reply. I don't know. I don't know why, honestly. I don't know why she didn't reply. But one day I was in the same garden, grandma's garden. So I was sitting, there was some stairs where we were always sitting on. And I saw a black snake. In Milan, in Italy, there's no snakes whatsoever. Like, I've never seen a snake in 30 years that I've been alive in Milano. Never. My mom has never seen a snake. My dad has never seen a snake. My grandma's never seen a snake. It's quite rare, if not impossible, to see a snake in Milano, Italy. Mostly in the city. So, there was this black snake literally coming at me. And I was shocked, but I didn't think anything of it because you don't realize it right away. So I just kind of ran towards the snake because my neighbor was also running towards the snake and saying that it was dangerous to leave it there. So, yeah, that was not the weird thing because, okay, maybe somebody had a pet snake and somebody lost it, but that's not even it. Like, basically what happened was that the snake went under the trash cans, and keep in mind the trash cans were closed. So underneath, you know how you have the trash, but it's closed. So it's like the black bags were closed. There was no hole, there was nothing. Because how I know that is that we lift them up to find the snake, and the snake was nowhere to be found. It literally vanished underneath all these bags. And you know, if there is a snake and you move the bags, and it will come out. But there was no holes. There was no like hole where he could have been hiding, or there was no place where it could have been vanished. So this is where the story got. This is where the situation got a little bit weird because, okay, the frogs, okay, now the snake, okay, I saw the altar, and this guy's telling me all these things. So I kind of started to believe it. And one night he got me really drunk and I passed out. I can't remember a lot of things of what happened, and I literally passed out. I remember being under a shower and feeling the cold water, and he took me home and left some notes in my bag saying we couldn't be together anymore. And I was devastated because I still love that guy. Silly me, silly teenager me. Anyways, so that day I sat outside the compound of my grandma's house and I saw a white dove flying away. And I don't think that was the case. I know you can call me crazy now. I understand I've said a lot of stuff, and you have all rights not to believe me. You have all rights to just think I'm crazy, because I would think probably the same if I saw somebody. Like, I would probably doubt it. Not today, because I mean, I'm a believer today, and so I would believe them. But if I saw it and I was not a believer, I would probably think they're crazy. I've never seen a white dove so beautiful. I've never seen a white dove so white and pure. And I don't think that was a coincidence that day. I think I was liberated from this person, at least in a physical way, because what went through the years after that was not a liberation. I was oppressed. I was still oppressed. I don't know if he put hexes on me. I don't know if he did something to me, but I had demons following me. I'm sure I had depression. I had suicidal thoughts. I got into the New Age, and this is where everything started. And I think this is gonna be the first part of my testimony, because there is a lot more, guys, of what went on in the years to that followed this start. But this is how it basically started. And I don't want to make like a video that is gonna be like very too long. I just want to tell the story from top to bottom, and I just want to say that obviously now I am a believer of Jesus Christ. I am a Christian, and that was the only way that I was delivered from evil. I was delivered from depression. Sorry guys, my camera just stopped recording, but anyways, I want to say that I was delivered from depression, from anxiety, from evil. I was delivered from oppression. I am a new person. I just feel so much better and greater. And there's gonna be a second part of this video where I get into real details about what happened in my life and how I got into the New Age beliefs, and where I tell in details about my meditations and channeling and spirit guides and yoga and pendulum and tarot cards, if I didn't already say that, Buddhism, Hinduism, and meditating with crystals, dabbling into the occult, which is pretty much all of this. And I hope I didn't forget anything, but I am going to go into details and talk about all these things in part 2, and maybe there's going to be a part 3 depending how long is going to be the part 2 video. But this was an introduction on how I started my path to deception and how bad it was, how oppressed it was. I couldn't sleep at night. I kept feeling presences around me. I kept feeling things. I heard demons whispering in my ears, horrible things, telling me to do horrible things, suicidal thoughts and all of that. And it all went away literally just when I turned to Jesus and called Jesus' name. But we're gonna get into this in the next part. For now, I wish you a blessed day, and I want to say that I love you so much and that I'm here for you.